on the line?
I am here, Evie. Can you see me? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Awesome. Thank you for that amazing introduction, man. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You know, you're always willing to go above and beyond to serve the organization. And I hope my little baby Ari is somewhere nearby. She's usually your co-host. So, you know, that's the beauty of this business, right? You're able to actually have your young daughter, you know, be involved with this process, man. And that's what we're doing this for, is for our future generation. So Evie, big ups to you. Thank you for everything that you do. Guys, welcome to the call. How's everyone feeling? How is everyone feeling tonight? Guys, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go ahead and drop one thing that you're grateful for in the chat. Before we kick this thing off, we've got some phenomenal individuals, you know, launching their business tonight. We got Justina McFadden out of the LA area. You know, we got Tamia Douglas, we got Latoya Dean hosting, actually launching their business. And really putting most people in front of this information tonight to get a clip, okay, a preview of what they've been exposed to, and they're sharing the information with every single one of you guys on the call tonight. So I'm super excited for you all. Get your pens, get your papers. I promise you we won't be long, but the information that you're about to get right now, the information that you're about to receive, if you listen, if you learn, if you apply, it can completely change your life, okay? Now, if you're on this call, right? If you're on this call, I see you're grateful for not giving up. You're grateful for life. You're grateful for your daughter. You're grateful for new opportunities, right? You're grateful for impacting lives with this business, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You've got to have an attitude of gratitude if you want to increase. I want you to write that on your sheet of paper tonight. If one of your goals for the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months is increase, is overflow, is abundance in your life, I need you to start to practice gratitude. Because the only way you're going to be blessed with more in your life is if you're grateful for what you already have. Okay? So I want you to be aware, be intentional about what you're speaking, right? And what you're thinking, and being able to give gratitude on a daily basis. All right? Now, before we dive into the information, let me just share a little bit about myself, right? My name is Sophia Lightbourne from Freeport, Bahamas. Shouts out to everyone on the call from the 242. I'm from the Bahamas, but I make my home now in the South Florida area. And I moved to the States a couple of years ago, really just chasing the American dream. I'll be real with y'all. When I moved here, I thought when I moved to foreign, everything was going to be amazing. But it wasn't a dream at all. It was a nightmare, right? I got a job that was paying me more than I would have made back home. But guess what, y'all? I was just broke at a higher level. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I started making more money, but my expenses also went up. I started buying more stuff, right? I started keeping up with the Joneses. And what happened is, as soon as I would get paid on Friday, I would have to pay bills. It was like the only thing getting paid were my bills and not me. And I said, yo, I'm sick and tired of this. Something has to change. I did not move to a new country, leaving my family behind, leaving everything that was familiar to me behind to just survive. I made a decision to move to thrive. And I had to do some different things with my life in order to get some different results. Who on the call knows that in order to get something different, you got to do something different? If you know that's true, drop some sevens in the chat. See, a lot of us spend our whole lives wanting different things, but we want to keep doing exactly what we've been doing, and we want to expect a different result. But what I want to tell you all is that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result. If you want something different, you got to do something different. And that's why, you know, Justina, Tamia, Latoya, that's the reason they put you on this call today, is because they care about you, to put you in a position to be able to learn and get access to something different so you can start to see some different numbers in your bank account. That's really what it's about. Tonight, it's about money. And the same information I'm going to share with you all tonight was the same information that was shared with me 19 months ago. It's not a long time. It's less than 2 years ago. I was at a place where I was working at a software company. I was making about $17 an hour. And for all of my people who are in the US, you know that ain't a lot of money because this rent don't play. And I was making $17 an hour, and I knew I deserved more. I wanted more. I had big goals, big dreams, but my job was not going to make it happen. It was barely enough to pay rent. I got on the webinar, sitting in your seat, and I was listening to someone who had the results that I wanted in my life. And they said, Sophie, if you listen, if you learn, if you apply, your life can change in the next 12 to 18 months. Guys, I'm really proud, really humble to be able to say the same information that you're about to hear tonight, I heard, and 10 months later, I went from $17 an hour to 6 figures. And if I can do it, you can do it. You just got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to listen. You got to be willing to apply. The crazy thing is, I know how numbers work. I know how the law of averages work. 90% of y'all on this call, you can hear the information. It's going to sound good to you, but you're going to do nothing. You're going to keep doing what you've been doing. And I'm sorry to say, but you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. If you're cool with your results, fine. But if you're not, you got to change. Life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better through change. And you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to change? I was willing to change absolutely everything because I knew what I was doing wasn't working. And I'm sure some of you on this call tonight feel the exact same way. So as we go through this information, I just want you to ask yourself one question. Does this make sense? If it doesn't make sense by the end of the call, thanks for listening. But if it does, okay, if it does make sense, I want to encourage you to take action because faith without works is what? Is dead. Not only do you have to get access to the information, but you've got to actually take action on it. And those two things combined, guys, will change your life forever. I promise you. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The first thing I want you to think about today is what are your goals? What goals did you set for yourself at the start of 2021? If you haven't set any goals, tonight is a great time to start. And if you had set some goals, January 1st, we always say new year, new me. But by January 10th, you're already off track, right? You got to ask yourself, are you on track to the goals you set at the start of this year? Right? And if you are, or if you aren't, ask yourself, are you in a vehicle? Do you have access to a vehicle that can take you from where you are in your current situation to where you're trying to go? That's a tough question. That's a tough pill for some of y'all to swallow. You got the big goals, you got the dreams, but you know where you're at right now. How in the world are you going to get from point A to point B? You need a plan. Because if you fail to plan, then you what? You plan to fail. And no failing is happening to anyone connected to us. We're about to give you a blueprint, a vehicle, a game plan that can take anyone on this call from zero to hero. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The first thing I want you to think about is something called the cash flow quadrant. This is a concept that was developed by this multi-million-dollar author, entrepreneur. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, great book if you haven't read it. But he created this concept that basically broke down the 4 ways we make money. All right, it doesn't matter where you live, how old you are, what country you're in. There's only 4 ways to make money if you live on earth. Okay, we were taught about 1 or 2 of the ways. Who on this call was taught, go to school, get good grades, graduate, get yourself a good job? We all were taught that. We were taught, to get a good job so that you can earn an income, so that you can make a living. But guys, what I want to tell you is that a job is nothing wrong with a job. You want to be grateful for your job. But what you don't want to be is satisfied with only your job. Here's why. See, a job says that you're exchanging time for money. You work a certain amount of hours, you make a certain amount of money, right? You go to work, you get paid. You don't go to work, what happens? You don't get paid. So I thought that this was a scary way to live, because what happens if one day you go to work and they say, hey, bye, you're no longer required. Your job is redundant. What now happens to your income? Just like that, it's gone. How are you going to pay the bills? How are you going to pay the rent? And you got to think about it. Our jobs dictate our entire life. I'll prove it to you. Where you live right now is dictated by what? How much you could afford to pay in rent or mortgage. That's dictated by what? How much you make at your job. Where your kids go to school is dictated by what? Your job, how much money you got. The car you drive is based on your job. So your job is really controlling your entire life. And let's be real, your job has an income cap. There's only so much you're going to make there. Let's just keep it real. There's some people say, hey, Sophie, I don't have a job, or I'm going to transition from my job to being self-employed. I'm going to work for myself. Great. Self-employment is good, right? You've got the freedom and flexibility of setting your own schedules. You make really good money, but let's keep it real. Self-employment is basically a job. You just own it. What do I mean? Think about your hairstylists, your nail techs, your personal trainers, your videographers, your graphic designers. These individuals work for themselves, but if they don't have a gig, if they don't have clients, what happens? They don't make money. So they're still dependent on exchanging time for money. If they're not working, they're not getting paid. So when you think about it, 95% of the entire world make their money through employment or self-employment. But guess what? They only control 5% of the wealth. When I learned that statistic, it blew my mind. I said, how is it possible for almost everyone to control almost nothing? I said, hold on, I've been hustling backwards, right? See, what you've got to do is you got to transition to the right side of money. That's a small piece of the pie you see here. Only 5% of the population makes their money in these two categories, but they control 95% of the money. I said, well, this is where I need to be. See, these are your business owners and your investors. I'm sure some of you on the call tonight are saying what I said. I said, well, I thought self-employed people were business owners. Well, they own the business, but typically they're the only employee. So if they don't show up to that business, no money's being made. Think about your hairstylist again. She may own the salon, but if she's not there to physically do hair, no money's being made. See, the difference between someone who's self-employed and someone who's a business owner is business owners are able to leverage other people. They've got employees. So that means that regardless if they show up to their business or not, money's going to be made. Okay. Investors, they leverage their money. They don't even leverage their time. They simply leverage their money to make more money. And that's what I want everyone on this call tonight to get and understand is that you've got to start to put your money to work for you to create wealth. Write this down. If you're not investing, you've got no chance of generating wealth. I'm sorry to break it to you. You can't work your way to wealth. You cannot save your way to wealth. The only way to create wealth is to put your money to work for you. Think about the wealthiest person in your family. Think about the wealthiest person in your city. Think about the wealthiest person on your island. Did they create wealth through their job? No, they created wealth either through a business or through investments. So you got to start to put yourself in that mindset of, I've got to start to learn to invest. So when I saw this info 2 years ago, I said, that makes sense. I got to invest, but I don't have no money. What am I going to invest in? I don't have money for real estate. I can't go buy a duplex, right? I don't have money for stocks. What can I do? See, guys, when you put yourself around people who have the results that you want, you start to get the right answers. See, I didn't understand that there was tons of other investment vehicles that you can start investing in with like $50. I was like, for real? I didn't know that. I thought I needed to like have a lot of money to invest. It's not true. See, I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple investment vehicles that you can start investing in tonight with as little as $50 or $100. Okay. And if you're on this call and you don't have $50 or $100, you need to be glued to this presentation so we can make sure that's never an issue in the future again. The first investment vehicle we're going to talk about is something called foreign exchange, otherwise known as Forex. Now, I know some of you on the call have probably never heard of this before. Some of you have probably heard it. Someone probably tried to talk to you about it. You've seen it on the gram. You've seen it on Facebook. But let's keep it real. Foreign exchange, guys, it's a really simple concept. Really, really simple. Would you all agree that there's different countries in the world? Yes. Would you agree that different countries use different currencies? Yes. So all foreign exchange is, y'all, is exchanging one country's currency for the other. That's it. I'll give you a prime example. I was in the Bahamas 2 weeks ago. When I left Freeport to come back to Florida, I had to exchange all of my Bahamian currency to US dollars. It's foreign exchange. You've been doing it probably your whole life if you've traveled internationally. You just probably didn't realize it. Okay. Now, the thing about foreign exchange is that this is happening in every single country in the world. That's why when you go in every airport, you see the little currency exchange kiosks, right? You even see them in the mall sometime. See, the foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the world. It does between $5 to $7 trillion every single day. So a lot of people think that the stock market is where the money's made. Yo, the stock market is a baby to the foreign exchange market, right? The stock market does about 20 to 30 billion a day. Forex does 5 to 7 trillion every single day. Now, I've got to make something clear for you because some of you guys have been hearing about Forex the last year or two. And you're like, is this new? No, it's not. Foreign exchange has been around for decades. The only difference is before now, the only people who could participate in this market were people who had a $3 million net worth. So that would disqualify 99% of the population because who just has 3 million in their bank account? Not many people. So before now, the only people who were actually participating in foreign exchange were banks, investment firms, governments, major corporations, and wealthy people. But see, a couple of years ago, they introduced something called retail brokers, which allowed the average person like me and you to be able to get in the market for minimal capital for like $50, $100. That's why you start to see it everywhere now because more people are qualified to actually participate. Okay. Now there's another $1 trillion market that's actually setting the stage for how we're going to be handling money in the future. It's called digital currencies. Just by a show of, well, you can't do show of hands on the Zoom, right? But type a number 1 in the chat if you've ever heard about cryptocurrency. If you've heard about Bitcoin before, drop some ones in the chat. Okay, I see the ones coming in, right? If you don't live underneath a rock, you should have heard about Bitcoin. See, guys, I want y'all to understand something. Okay, believe it or not, if you understand how this works or not, this is the way of the future. The world is going cashless. Cash is going to be a thing of the past. I believe in the next 5 years, we're never going to be using paper money ever again. It's going to be either debit or credit card, or it's going to be apps on your phone. Most of you are on this call tonight are probably watching this from your cell phone. You probably got Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, Apple Pay on your phone. We live in an age where we can text money to each other. You don't have to ever exchange paper cash. I never have cash, ever, right? I've got to stop doing that because sometimes I go out and I want a tip and I ain't got no cash. I'm asking the valet guy, like, dude, do you have Cash App? And most of the times they say yes, right? But this is the new world we're living in. And I always say, you can't make new money with old ways of thinking. Welcome to the future. We're in a digital age and we've watched movies and music go digital. Now it's happening with money. Do y'all see what happened in the pandemic? They didn't even want us to spend cash. Most restaurants wouldn't even take it. You start scanning those QR codes to pay. Y'all see it's happening in front of our face. Most people just aren't aware. So with digital currencies, they're here and they're here to stay. You want to position yourself to understand what's happening with money so that you can be on the profitable end of it. Guys, I'm telling you, there's a transfer of wealth that's happening in front of our face right now. And there's going to be 3 types of people that emerge. Write these down. There's going to be millionaires. There's going to be billionaires. And then there's going to be witnesses. Don't be a witness. Okay. Don't be a witness. See, the people who position themselves to get access to this information and actually apply it, your life is going to change forever. Let's just talk about Bitcoin really quickly. Bitcoin today is like what? Almost $40,000 a coin. Last year, Bitcoin was almost 4,000 a coin. That means that it 10x'd in 1 year. If we had this conversation this time last year and you had invested $1,000 today, you would have 10,000. Just because you had access to the right information. But let me blow your mind a little further. In 2010, just about what, 10, 11 years ago, Bitcoin was worth less than $1. So if you had invested $100 in 2010, you'd be a multimillionaire today. And there's thousands of people who became multimillionaires and billionaires because they invested in cryptocurrencies. Why? Because they had access to the right information. But don't worry, you're not late. Okay, there's over 9,000 other cryptocurrencies that you can still invest in that's going to surpass what Bitcoin is doing. So right now, Bitcoin is at about 40,000 a coin, but it's projected by the end of this year to be at $100,000 a coin. You want to start investing, but you want to have access to the right information. Okay, now what I want you guys to understand is that a lot of times we say that investing is risky. That's a myth, but it's kind of a half truth because investing is risky if you don't know what you're doing. So you want to get educated. We've created a digital learning platform, an educational platform that teaches you what to do with your money. Now, let me make a big disclaimer right now. We're not an investment company. You don't give anyone your money. No one invests it for you and gives you a return. You don't give anyone a cut. No. We're here to teach you what to do with your own money so that you can be profitable and all of your returns are yours. See, our company is called I Am Mastery Academy. And what we've done is we've taken these financial markets, the information that was reserved for Wall Street, and we're bringing it to our streets through our platform. See, you're going to get to learn these markets so that you can start to invest and create wealth for yourself and your family. We have a couple of different curriculums that you can choose from, right? We have our Foreign Exchange Academy. This is where you're going to learn the terms, the terminology, the vocabulary, the lingo. This is literally where you're going to learn the language of money. If you're on this call tonight and you've ever heard about binary options, well, that's what we call our High Frequency Academy. This is where you're going to learn how to speculate on the direction of the market and literally make money in minutes, right? People love our High Frequency Academy because we're teaching you how to get in the market, out the market in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You're able to secure the bag and go. We also have a Digital Currency Academy. This is where you're going to learn everything cryptocurrency. You're going to learn about Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, Ethereum, the blockchain. We're going to be able to tell you, stay away from coins like Dogecoin, right? We're going to be able to tell you when to get in and when to get out. See, you want to equip yourself with the right education so that you're making informed decisions about what to do with your money. So you're going to get access to a library of resources that's going to teach you the language of money. Now, outside of that, you're also going to get access to what we call Go Live. Okay, this is my favorite part of the platform. See, Go Live is where you're able to get live mentorship from millionaires. You're going to be able to get on sessions in real time, just like you're on the Zoom with me, with people who've made 6, 7, 8 figures in the markets. And they're going to be sharing their screen, analyzing what they're looking for. They're going to tell you, hey guys, let's get into this trade right now. You get in, you get out. It's literally like playing Simon Says, but with money. Okay. Doesn't get better than this. I tell people the markets is like a video game, but it pays you cash. But you want to have access to know what you're doing. So you get access to the education, you get access to the mentorship, but you also get access to technology. We have over a dozen different softwares, okay, different tools, different apps that you're going to have installed on your phone that's going to literally tell you when to get in and when to get out. These are artificial intelligence softwares that scans the market looking for different patterns to indicate an opportunity to make money. Once the pattern is scanned, guess what? Text message comes directly to your phone. You're able to get into the market and get out. It's really funny because this morning, right, I actually went to the gym and I was back home by 9 o'clock. I sent a trade idea out to the team in our group chat because when you get started with our investment, our investment group, you're going to be added to some private groups, right? Where we like to say, take part in our CPP system, copy, paste, and profit. If you can copy and paste, you can make money with us, okay? So this morning, I sent out a trade idea before my workout started. By the time I got back home about 9 o'clock, our trade had already hit what we called our target for the day. And I looked in the group, guys, and there were so many people who already made money by 9:30 this morning. So you got to get access to the right environments that's going to allow you to grow your money. Because I can tell you one thing, the worst place to have your money right now is in the bank. Here's why. You put $100 in the bank, you check it in 7 days. How much is there? $100. You check it in 2 weeks. How much is there? $100. You check it in a month. How much is there? Some of y'all said $100, but no, it's going to be $90 because they're going to charge you to keep it there. We're showing you how to be able to put money in a trading account and you're able to grow your account 5, 8, 10% daily. We show you how to make more in a day than the banks will give you all year. See, guys, but you just probably didn't know this was possible because no one ever taught us this, right? We were taught, put your money in the bank and save your way to wealth. Guys, that ain't true, okay? That's not true. A lot of stuff we've been taught just doesn't work. I say, you can't call it work because it ain't working, all right? We've got so many people who are part of our platform who are literally, securing the bag from their cell phone. Let me do something really quick. I don't usually do this, but let me see. If you're on the call and you are part of the family, you're already a part of the academy, and you are in a position to be able to just give a 60-second testimonial, go ahead and raise your hand for me, please. Okay, let me see if I'm able to bring on 1 or 2 people just so the fact that the guests on the call can see real people getting real results. Chi-Chi, are you there? I don't know if Chi-Chi's there. There she goes. And who else is on here? I need one more. Someone else. Evie, are you good? Can I bring you up, Evie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool. So Evie, let's start with you since you're already a panelist. Just share with everybody for me really quickly, how long you've been a part of the academy, what's been your, biggest day trading or one of your aha moments trading, because it's not about how much you made, it's how you made the money. And share with everyone, what's your favorite product?
Yes, ma'am. First, I want to give it back to you. So thank you so much. Because of you, I'm able to be up here sharing this with you guys. I have been part of I Am Mastery Academy now for a little under a year. Actually, next month will be a year. And yes, super excited. So I've had a lot of moments trading in I Am Mastery Academy. For me, mostly, it's been the small wins that stick out most. And I say that because just like Sophie mentioned, this morning she sent a trade out, and I live here in Virginia. The federal minimum wage in Virginia is $7.25. Ladies and gentlemen, I was at work. I was busy because I work a 9 to 5 as well. I'm still an employee, but I've been blessed with this opportunity. And I was able to put in that trade. I doubled the federal minimum wage, the hourly wage, right? Just in 30 minutes on that trade. And I've done that, day after day. And so that to me is amazing because when you have this opportunity, why not take advantage? And, aside from that, the mentorship, and I've just been blessed. And that's the one thing I wanted to share. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Evie, man. That's exciting. You know, like I said, it's not about how much money. Like people think you got to be on here talking about making thousands of dollars, which we have people doing that. But being able to make more than most people go to work for in an hour and be able to double it in half the time, that's the power. And you did it while you were at your job from your phone. So guys, I want y'all to keep that in mind. So Evie, thank you so much for sharing. Chi, are you there? Can you do the same thing for me? You know, you share with everyone how long you've been a part of the Academy, what's been your biggest day trading and one of your aha moments, and what's your favorite product?
Can you hear and see me?
I definitely can.
Hello. Thank you so much for presenting that wonderful information, because that wonderful information has led me here. And I have been in the Academy for over a year now, and I have many aha moments and many good trading days. I've had trading days where I've made money, literally money in my sleep, trading German 30. For those of you who are not in the Academy yet, you'll know that currency pair, German 30. But I've had my first aha moment was definitely when I put in a trade, like literally what she showed about copy and pasting. My background is in education. I had no experience in this, whatsoever, but I know how to follow directions. So I put in the trade. I was in my kitchen. I made $120, and I literally was looking around like, like what kind of magic is this, But then also I've had several hundreds of dollar trading days, and then one of my quickest trading moments was when I literally went to the doctor's office to get blood work done, and I made well over $620 in less than an hour. So
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
All the products.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Chi, man. I appreciate you. And I'm celebrating you in advance for those bigger trading days, right? But all the guests on the call, like, think about it. Who wouldn't want to have a $600 hour? Like, let's just do the math. $600 hour, like what job or what career pays that? They don't. But here you've got access to a skill set with unlimited earning potential. So why wouldn't you want to give yourself access to it, right? It's absolutely a no-brainer, guys. So I know some of y'all on the call are like, okay, so how do I get involved? How do I get access to the trades? How do I get access to the products? How do I position myself to have a $14 30 minutes, right? Or a $600 hour? I was sharing with the family, like last weekend, I actually went to Orlando with a friend for her birthday. A group of us went to Orlando. I placed a trade on Friday, but before we left, I had $250 in the trading account. I placed a trade on Friday, guys, and by Sunday, by the time I got home, I was over $1,200, right? Where can you do that? Where can you get those type of returns? You can do it here all the time, but you just got to understand and position yourself to give yourself access. So how do you get access, right? Let me ask you a question. Is access usually free? Let's just be real. No. If you want access to a club, is it free? No. You want access to, a conference, is it free? No. Right? If you want access to mentorship, is it free? No. So access to our academy is also not free. We would give this information away for free, but the reason we don't is because when you pay attention. See, a lot of people were supposed to be on this call tonight, but because this link was free to get on this up call, they didn't get on. If they had to pay $50 or $100 to get on, I promise you butts would be in seats. So when you pay attention. So our academy, the great thing about this though, is we wanted to make it affordable so that anyone could afford this. Okay. We didn't want to make it tens of thousands of dollars like normal Forex mentorship it costs. To get access to our platform, guys, if you wanted to get access to absolutely everything we have, you can actually get started at our Elite Academy, which is our 3-in-1 Academy program for just $325. Yeah, that's it. $325. $325 one time, and then you've got an ongoing subscription of $275 per month. Now, if you say, Sophie, I don't want to do it all yet. I want to start somewhere. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I recommend you start with one of the curriculums. Here's why. Because you want to start to get your feet wet and start to learn and understand. You don't want to have information overload. So I would say pick one of the curriculums that's $235 to get started, $175 a month to learn and earn. Okay, so a lot of times people see it and they're like, Sophie, the $235 is cool, but why do I have to pay every month? Why do you pay every month for Netflix? Because you need ongoing access to the movies, right? Why do you pay ongoing for your Apple Music or Pandora or Spotify? or your cable because you need ongoing access, right? So here with our platform, you're going to get access to the education, but if you want to continue to get access to the trades, access to the mentorship, access to the software that's going to basically print money for you, there's a fee, there's a subscription. But the great thing about it is $175 is only $6 a day. That's less than most of you guys pay for coffee every day. But that coffee, that food, that lunch, those drinks, don't make you no money. But this, you're investing $6 a day and you're going to make a return on your money every single day if you plug in. Now, the only reason I can't guarantee you that you're going to make $6 a day is because a lot of y'all ain't going to follow instructions. We tell you for your first 30 days, while you're new, don't try to take your own trades. You don't know what you're doing yet. For your first month, just leverage the experts, leverage the trades that are coming out, copy and paste your way to profit. But some of y'all gonna grow a brain your first 72 hours and you're gonna lose, okay? That's the only way I can't make a guarantee. If there was a way for me to know for sure that every person on this call would follow instructions, I would be able to guarantee that you can make $6 a day. It's a market that's doing 6 trillion a day. You don't think we can help you make 6? Come on. Now, if you're on the call and you say, okay, Sophie, this sounds good, I wanna do it. I just don't know if I could commit to $6 a day, even though I know you spend more than that at Chick-fil-A. Okay, let's just be real. But I digress. Let's say you say, Sophie, I can't commit to the $175 a month. Well, we've got a 2 and free scholarship program. What that means is that if you know 2 people who can actually see value in what we're doing, who would also want to learn this skill set, your monthly tuition is waived. Now you got access for free. Think about it. It's like your school, your university that you went to said, hey, you got classes here, but if you can get 2 of your friends to register, your tuition is free. Would you have done it? Absolutely, right? Every single time. But that's exactly how our platform works. Now, what I want to share with you all, and then we're done, is an additional optional opportunity. Everyone, do me a favor, drop in the chat right now, optional. Okay? Go ahead and drop that in the chat, the word optional. This is optional, okay? You do not have to do this. This is mandatory. This is not mandatory. This is not required. It's 100% optional, okay? I'm gonna be real with y'all. 85% of people I share this information with, they don't do this, and that's fine. I just feel like it's kind of selfish not to. So here's what I mean. See, we have an optional opportunity that you can actually become an independent business owner with our company where you can actually get paid to make referrals. So this is the part of the presentation where some of y'all start saying, oh, this is one of them things. What things? We've been on the call for 38 minutes and I just showed you how to make money from the products and services. You didn't have to sign no one up. You didn't have to enroll nobody. You didn't even have to open your mouth and talk to no one, right? You heard Evie, you heard Chi-Chi, they made money from trading, not from enrolling nobody. So you don't have to do this. But the reason that I recommend that you do share the information is this. If you now, Tamia, KK, Justina, Latoya, Raquel, some of these amazing people thought enough about you to share this information with you, to put you in position to get access to this information to make yourself money. Why would you be selfish and not tell someone else? It's optional. But why would you keep it to yourself? I like to use analogies, right? And I say, it's like, let's say all of us on this call tonight were stranded on an island and there was no more water, right? All the water that we had brought was gone. And I go, exploring the island and I find somewhere on the way western end of the island, I find a freshwater well with an unlimited supply of water that could, quench all of our thirst. But I don't tell none of y'all. I just drink water all day. I'm Gucci, I'm good, but I just let y'all die. That's what it's like when you have access to this information and you don't tell nobody. You now have access to an unlimited supply of income. Once you learn this skill set, once you've got access to this platform that can literally make you more money than your job from your phone, it's selfish of you not to tell nobody else. But the great thing about it, y'all, is you get paid to do it, okay? The company says, hey, if you share this information with someone else, we'll pay you $25 for every single enrollment, $25 for every single customer you enroll. If someone gets started at that Elite Academy, guys, they pay you $50. This adds up quickly. Every 4 customers, an extra $100. That adds up. But where it really gets exciting, y'all, is something called residual income. Who knows what residual income is? It's money that you make over and over and over again for doing something one time. So the best way to think about residual income is like royalties. Think about Beyonce, think about Jay-Z, right? Beyonce had that song, Bootylicious, like 20 years ago. If that CD sells now, if it streams on iTunes, on YouTube or Pandora, she gets a check for something she did 20 years ago. When was the last time your job paid you this week for hours you worked 10 years ago? They don't, because your job is not residual. But we've got residual bills, so why don't we have some residual income? This is a great way to start creating that. See, the way this works, right, is if you refer 2 customers, you're what? You're free. But if you refer a 3rd customer, you could get paid. So I say 2 or free is good, but 3 and paid is better, right? If you refer just 3 people to our platform, show them how to make money from their phone, show them how to start investing, guys, every single week, you will get paid a minimum of at least $37.50. Now, I know some of y'all are like, $37.50, that's it? It's extra money, okay? When was the last time Netflix paid you $37.50 when you posted a movie on Netflix and someone went and watched it? They don't. When was the last time your nail tech or your hairstylist paid you $37.50 for sending them a client? They don't. So we do these things. We make referrals all the time for free. Now I'm showing y'all how to do it and get paid. It's a no-brainer. See, when you refer 3 customers, you're now making $37.50 a week. That's $150 residually, but that's just where it starts. This is where it gets exciting. Those 3 individuals that you just referred, guess what? When they start making money like Chi-Chi and Evie, what are they going to do? They're going to tell their friends and their family members. But because you were the one that referred them, everyone that they refer counts towards your network. So when you accumulate collectively 12 customers, guess what? Now you're making $150 a week. Plus you're making $25 for every customer. Don't forget that. But $150 every Friday, guys, that's $600 residually. Think about that. $600 every single month extra. You go out here and you accumulate 30 customers in your organization. Now you're a Platinum 1000. Now you're making $1,000 a month residually. That's $250 every week. Guys, I'll share something with y'all. This level right here, Platinum 1000, is what really touched my heart. This is what really got me excited about this opportunity. Is because where I'm from in the Bahamas, minimum wage is $5.25 a week. $5.25 an hour. That's $210 a week. So I said, hold up. I've got an opportunity where I can help people just open their mouth and share information, and I can help them make more than minimum wage from home. That's when I got radical with this information, because I knew it was going to change the landscape of where I'm from. But guys, here's what I want y'all to understand. Now that you're making $600, $1,000 residually every single month, you don't go balling, you don't go shopping. What you do is you now have money to invest in the market, because now you've got access to a platform that shows you how to generate more money. This is a no-brainer. See, guys, you know, Chi-Chi, who you just heard from, she's a Platinum 600 here in this organization. She's earning $600 residually, but guess what? She makes more money trading. She had a $600 day. So it's not dependent on how many people that you can share this information to determine your success. You make money through the skill. But now that she's got 600 extra coming in every month, she can now put more money into her trading account and grow that. Guys, that's how your life starts to change, right? See, the way our compensation plan works is the more people you help, the more impact you make, the more income you make. So when you're able to share this information, you're able to build an organization of 75 customers. Now you're earning $2,000 a month. That's $500 every week. Guys, I want you to just think really quickly. What could you do with an extra $2,000 a month? See, it's one thing to just make $2,000 a month, but it's another thing to make an extra $2,000 a month, right? Think about that. What would you do differently? You know, I got a good friend. She's probably on this call right now. You may have been invited by her tonight, Miss Raquel Aubrey. She's a former educator. She saw this opportunity, right? She didn't want to keep it to herself, and she shared it with people she knew. Now she's earning an extra $2,000 every month, $500 every week, because she shared. She wasn't selfish. The more people you impact, the more money you make, right? We've got Platinum 5,000. That's where you're making $5,000 a month. Guys, I want you to think what your life would look like with $1,250 coming in every Friday. Let's just be real. That's an extra $60,000 every single year. People go to college and get master's degrees and they're making $60,000 a year. But I got a friend, she's on this call right now. You've probably been invited by her tonight. Her name is KK Raman. She's a hairstylist in Freeport, Bahamas, right? She has her own salon, makes really good money. But in the midst of the pandemic, right, she wasn't an essential worker. She couldn't go to the salon. Her income was cut off. That's that self-employed quadrant. She saw this information. It made sense to her. Then she had a ton of clients who were out of work too. So she shared the information with them and put them in a position to make money during the pandemic. In the midst of the pandemic, guys, when most people lost their income, KK gained the extra $5,000 a month. I remember when the island started opening up, She wasn't at work. I was like, you ain't going to the salon? She said, girl, I'm making $12.50 every Friday. I don't know if I ever going back to the salon. Eventually she did, because she said her clients would kill her, right? But that's the power of that residual income. That's money that you make whether you leave the house or not. Then you've got a level called chairman. This is where everyone has their eyes, right? This is when you start to earn a six-figure income from sharing this information. Guys, I want you to keep in mind that this residual side is separate and independent from the money that you're making on a daily basis, copying and pasting the trade from the skill set. This is just extra just for paying it forward. See, in a 10-month period after I first saw this opportunity, guys, I was able to get to the level of Chairman 10, right? That's $10,000 per month. That's $2,500 every single week. What could you do with an extra $10,000 a month? I don't care where you live. If you call it 10 bands, 10 stacks, 10 racks, 10 grand, it's a lot of money. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did everything my parents taught me to do. I went to school, I studied hard, I got straight A's, got the degree, and I was still broke. So what I can tell you is that grades in school does not equal your success. It's getting access to the right information. And when I got access to this information, I applied it, guys, and now my life is totally different. My personal sponsor, Mr. Justin Owens, he's a chairman 100. Guess what that means? He's making $100,000 a month, 25 grand a week. Some people on this call are probably making 25 grand a year. He's making it every 7 days. He's 34 years old. His personal mentor, Mr. David Emanitier, I had the pleasure of having them both in Freeport, where I'm from 2 weeks ago. He's 37 years old and he's off the charts. He's a chairman 750. That's $750,000 every month, 187 grand a week, 9 million a year from sharing information. So I know I'm in the right place because I'm learning from the right cats. And all I want to do is show you guys how to do it too. See, I'm not sharing these numbers with you all to impress you. I just want to impress upon you what's possible for you and your family. See, we already established at the start of the call that in order to get something different, you got to do something different. And one thing I want you all to know is this. You got to be willing to change for your bank account balance to change. You got to be willing to change what you're learning, what you're listening to, the people you're around in order for everything in your life to change. You cannot remain the same and expect change. See, I asked you, as you heard this information tonight, to ask yourself one question: does it make sense? If it does make sense, you need to make a decision to do something today that the future you is going to be proud of. That's it. Do something today that the you of 5 years from now is going to be so grateful you made a decision to learn how to invest your money. And the one thing I want you all to do, right? Because I don't have a big fancy clothes for you. I'm not in the business of convincing. I don't have to convince you to do this. I don't have to convince you that this works. This is my life. This is what I do. I sit in this office right here and I make money. I don't have to clock in. I don't have to go nowhere, and I'll never go to another job again. Why? Because I have access to a skill set that has changed my life, and it could change yours too. But what I don't want you to do after you get off this call is go ask somebody who don't have no money if this makes sense. If they knew, they would be in a different situation. Goes back to the point of getting advice from people who are qualified to give it to you. See, one of the biggest mistakes I made early on in my life was I was asking my brokest friends how to get this money. If they knew, they would have some. But the moment I got around people who had money and asked them how to get money, I started to get money. So the reason that you're on this call tonight is because you are ready for some type of change in your life. You're ready for some type of increase in your life. Someone invited you to this call to put you in a position to change your situation. You've been praying to God, asking him to change your situation. But I'm telling you, it's not going to drop out of the sky as a bag of money. It's going to come as an opportunity through people. But you also got free will. You got free will to decide. The decision is yours. All you got to do right now is get back with the person that invited you to this call and say, listen, I'm in. I just want to trade. If you just want to trade, just do that. Make your money, secure your bag. Or say, listen, I want to trade and I want residual. I want both bags. That was me. I was like, ain't no one coming into my house with 2 bags of money, dropping it on the table, saying, take what I want, and I just grab one. No, I'm taking them both. Or you may say, hey, I got some questions. Well, we got some answers. All you've got to do is get with whoever invited you to this call. Let them know where you're at. And what I'm going to do for this call, because the ladies who are launching tonight, I got a special love in my heart for them. For Tamia, for Latoya, for Justina. Anyone who gets started tonight, what time is it? In the next hour. Okay, if you can get started in the next hour, I'm going to go ahead and remove $60 from your enrollment fee. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm that confident in what we got here. So instead of it being $235 for you to get started, you're going to be able to get started tonight, okay, for basically $175. The way it's going to work, okay, you're going to get started tonight for what your monthly subscription is. All right. So what it's going to be is how we're going to do it is I'm going to be able to send whoever invited you a special link where you can actually enroll on our website for $199, and then we're going to do a $25 cashback reimbursement. But you got to get started tonight. Offer ends in 1 hour. So you should be texting whoever invited you to this call tonight and let them know, listen, I'm ready. I'm in. Let's get you plugged into the system. Y'all, I'm looking forward to seeing every single one of y'all on this call at the top. You know why? Because the bottom is just too crowded. Too many people there. It's time to elevate. And I want y'all to understand, in order to elevate, oftentimes you got to separate. You got to isolate in order to elevate. And it's time for your next level. It's time for you to walk into your greatness. It's time for you to live the life you desire, but it starts with your decision. So get back with the person that invited you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the top and not from the top. Have a good night.